Coming back here, our application hopefully still works. What I want to show you now are the Redux devtools, which are pretty cool. So unlike the React ones, where it just kind of works as soon as you install the extension, with the Redux ones you actually have to hook into the library, so you have to actually write your own debug code, and it's not too bad. So go to store.js, and in addition to create store, I want you to import compose. So const store is going to be create store with reducer, and then you're going to do after that compose. And what we're going to do is we're going to say if type of window is object. This is basically saying if I'm in the browser, so this will still run in Node, right? So we can do our server-side rendering, and that's fine. And type of window dot devtools extension is not equal to undefined. By the way, I just totally grabbed these from the Redux website, so I did not write this. So if both of those things are true, then what we're going to do is we're going to enable the devtool extension here. Else, we're just going to give it a function that does nothing, which is f that returns f. This is called an identity function, in case you're wondering. So again, I just grabbed this from the DevTools website. Basically, it's saying, if I'm in the browser and if I can find the Redux DevTools extension, then use that. Otherwise, do nothing. OK. Now, Google Redux DevTools. And if you're on Chrome, it's this one. And you just, mine's already added to Chrome, so I don't need to do anything. But if you need to, it's right there. And the Firefox ones are here. Those are the only two that are actually browser extensions. The nice thing about the Redux DevTools is because they're written in React, you can actually render it inside of the browser. So say you're on, like, I don't know, say you're doing like React Native stuff. You can actually include the DevTools inside of React Native, which is pretty cool. OK, so now that I do that, if you can see up here, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little icon up there that's lit up. It will not be lit up on other pages. It's only going to be lit up on pages that it's actually been engaged. If I click it, I'm going to get these DevTools out, and I can see that it's already done a init action here, right? So let's see. So I can come in here, and I can write black. And that dispatched 5 actions, right? Because every single time that the user types, it dispatches an action to Redux. So if I go open my DevTools again, you're going to see all of those actions, right? One for each letter that I typed. Now, let's get into why Redux DevTools are really, really impressive to me. I can actually travel backwards in time. So I'm going to say, you know what? Disable that one. Let's see. I'm probably in the wrong one. Nope, it's not the one I wanted. Let's actually do it this way. You can actually open them up here as well. So this is the inspector. OK, and that's what I wanted. I wanted the log monitor. And here I can start actually, so if you're looking up here in the top, I'm disabling these actions piece by piece, and I can go backwards and forwards in time, right? And I can reset everything, and we can go back to the initial state. And let's see, there's also the inspector. Is that the one that so the inspector's cool. And then the chart is also pretty cool because you can see those as they come in as well. And you can, inspect the state tree of your app. Ours isn't particularly interesting because we have just the one piece of state being modified. But let's go back to log monitor. There we go. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for either. So yeah, anyway, you can pop it out and do different things. You can also inspect like what the actions looked like. So in this particular one, you can see this is what the action looks like. This is what the state ended up being afterwards. You can actually go disable, like what would happen if this particular one in the middle was never dispatched? The answer to that question is nothing, right? Because each action is sending the full search term every single time, so it's completely overwriting. But right now, this middle one's not actually happening. So this is called time travel debugging. And because of the way that Redux is written, it lends itself very well to this. Now, what's really cool about this is you can actually dump the state of your Redux and send that off to your developer and say, like, here is a perfect repro case for this particular bug. They can download your Redux state and see how you got into this state, and then they can go backwards and forwards in time to kind of understand how this is happening, right? You can actually automate that process. Yeah.
Could you do this on production? So if you have like a customer that's running into an issue, they could send you a log and you could pull it in and go through step by step?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, totally.
Sweet.
You could just have them dump their Redux state and then send it off to you. You can, and then like I was saying here, you could automate that process. So like the user crashed the app, let's dump Redux and send it back to the development. So this affords some really, really cool things. Like I find this pretty entertaining. You can actually have like a timeline here that you can go backwards and forwards in time with. In fact, you can even press play and it'll actually just automatically show you step by step what's happening. I find this very entertaining, personally.